but each of them is inspiring us with how they restarted their lives and really turned their way. My next guest, Conley Baker, says she was in third grade when she became self-conscious about her weight. And a few years later, as a teenager, her life became consumed with yo-yo dieting and an eating disorder. Emily says she tried every diet out there, started to believe that she was destined to die young because of her weight. But then came a shattering and tragic wake-up call. And Emily says her broken heart jump-started, turning her journey around for all of us to be inspired by. Take a look.
When I was 30, my dad died at 61. Losing my father was the hardest thing I've ever went through. I felt like my heart was shattered. And I just struggled to put the pieces back together. My father's health absolutely played a factor into his passing. He couldn't get the care that he needed because of his size, because of his weight. I was 320 pounds. It was a wake-up call that I didn't want to do that for my children. In May of 2021, I decided to get weight loss surgery. Once I had the surgery, along with my physical health, I worked on my mental health and then what I was putting into my body through my nutrition. I have lost 130 pounds. The surgery is not the magical drug. You still have to do the work, and it's a lot of work. I decided to start running for my 33rd birthday, and I just started doing little by little, 15 seconds at a time, till I could finally build up my stamina to keep going.
Well, fans, Emily kept going and went from running at 15 seconds at a time to a little over a year later running the New York City Marathon. Please welcome marathon runner Emily Conley Baker to the show.
Thank you.
Congratulations, you got your medal here.
Yes.
You better pick that up and flaunt that. I love it. I love it. I love it. You know, I just love the story. First of all, congratulations on completing it. I watch the marathon. Sometimes I watch from outside. Sometimes I watch on TV. But I'm a watcher. How do you go from a few 15-second training to a marathon? The stamina, but also the mental toughness.
Yeah. I realized when I kind of got down like a 5K and a 10K and I set the goal for a much longer run, I realized I had to start working on the mental aspect of it. And part of training is long runs, and those long runs are nothing but a mental playground. Like, you're just working on your mental game from
But I love that you started small, and also that you're open about having the weight loss surgery.
Yeah.
As I've said to people here, be clear, you can have surgery all day long, weight loss surgery. If you can't put in the rest of the work, I know people personally who could not keep it up, and the surgery meant nothing. So it's a hand in hand. It's not an instant thing that solves it.
Correct. Yeah, and it's funny, I actually spoke to my surgeon just a couple weeks ago, and he had said, about the 6-month mark is when they realize if a surgery would be successful or not. And I look back at my journey, and as about the 6-month mark, I realized I had to start working on the mental aspects and the why behind why I carried so much weight and why I had so much shame behind it. And I had to start working on that. So it's interesting that at the 6-month mark, that's when I decided to take a different avenue.
Well, it's interesting, too, because with the weight loss and in the weight gain over the years, you talk about anger, a lot of it. Anger over things you couldn't control. And that impacted how you were eating.
Absolutely. I didn't even realize.
Was it stress eating?
Yeah, in stress eating, but then it became my coping mechanism. I would go to work all day and I wouldn't realize wow, it was stressful. I'm a nurse, so I'm taking care of everyone else, and then I get home and I just realize I need some way to decompress, and I didn't want to deal with the emotions of my day. So I turned to food.
I think so many people relate to that. It just, they call it comfort food.
Absolutely.
And it is that. So here you are, and a nurse, right? You're in a health profession. I imagine the emotional yo-yo of that, walking around and knowing that people see the nurse who they see as unhealthy.
Yeah, I almost felt like a fraud a lot of the time, because I was supposed to, I'm someone, you lead by example, and I couldn't lead solely based upon my physical appearance. And so it really ate at me and it tore at me. I didn't feel like I could then be the best nurse that I could be.
And also as a mom, right? So you're looking at it
100%.
professionally, but the most important patients are the little ones who call you mom.
Yeah.
And they're watching you. When you're working out, you know, were you seeing them as an inspiration?
Oh yeah. Yep. And it's funny, so they, like, the whole family starts to get involved, and little by little my children are mimicking me and like what I'm doing. And
I mean, they have the wrong team on.
well, the Mets are well loved at our house.
I don't want any trouble from those three because they look like they mean business.
Yes, they're ornery. They're ornery.
But I'm sure still so, you know, it was Adeline is 9, Flynn is 7, Cora is 4. Has to make you proud as a mom knowing the difficult story of what you shared of your own dad.
Absolutely. So it was at that moment when I, you know, lose my father and I feel that heartache inside of me, and I can't fathom the thought of them carrying that heartache as well.
Yeah.
And that was my motivating factor, that when I didn't want to go out and work on, you know, my runs or do my workouts, or maybe I just don't want to eat the best, in the back of my mind, I have to remember my why.
Yeah.
And my why is to be here for those 3.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
That's your why. Well, coming up, not only did Emily's weight loss allow her to compete in the New York City Marathon, it actually motivated her to make another major change in her life, leading to a new career that she loves. More with Emily and her remarkable restart. That is an inspiration for everybody watching.